It's very common to classify people into groups or labels. It happens a lot. In a conversation with a friend recently, he kept trying to define my political alignment. He said, "You're a communist." No. You're for Sohran Mamdani. You're for this. You're anti-Israel. You are all of these things, right? And I hadn't said anything to indicate anything like that, right? There was nothing. There was no political statement made that preempt. It was just basically a form of grouping that I notice people do today in this identity politics era, right? They're trying to categorize each other into camps. Which group are you? Are you on the left? Are you on the right? And they do this because it's a lazy way of the brain of assigning essentially enemies and allies. You're trying to find out who's on my side and who's not. And if you drink a different flavor soda, if you buy a Coke and not a Pepsi, if you are liking a certain type of post, if you like a certain book, that is a sign of your alignment. And social media has definitely fed into this because social media algorithms like Meta and Facebook, right? They are really, really good at fractionalizing and grouping people and assigning ads and content recommendations based on very loose classifications. And if you look at the science behind this and the data behind this, they will decide if somebody is a Democrat or Republican based on extremely reductionistic things like, do you prefer what kind of videos do you watch online? Do you prefer to watch podcasts? Well, here's Jordan Peterson. Do you like this, and then there's a treadmill going on here. Okay, if you like Jordan Peterson, then you will like this Republican. And if you like Republicans, you will like this, extreme right guy, even though these people might have nothing in common with each other. And even though the associations are incredibly loose, most people don't actually conform to this structure. Most people can't really be grouped, and most of these groupings are based on general, quick, lazy thinking, which the brain can be really good at. And essentially what I told my friend was, I would like you to just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to the specific, concrete, exact thing that I'm saying and talk with me about that. Don't try to infer an ideology. Don't try to change the topic to another person or group or political party. Just listen to what I'm saying specifically in this specific issue today, right here, right now. We're having a conversation, you and I, face to face, right? So just listen to what it is I'm saying. Don't try to put me in a group and label. Now, I'm not saying that groups and labels can't be helpful at times, and I think they can be a starting point. But when they become the whole point of the conversation, we miss the chance to understand each other's. And if you're trying to practice empathy, grouping or labeling is the worst example of that. And we know this in the MBTI community, right? The first thing you do when you meet somebody is you try to classify them into a type, that's fine, that's a normal thing to do. Most of the time when we meet somebody, we're trying to assess them. We all have these base judgments. Even if you don't know the MBTI, most people will try and look at and study you, and they'll try to just from a first glance get an idea of, if you're outgoing or if you're shy or if you're anxious or if you're confident. And we make these kinds of assessments, and we know that they are shallow, and we know that they are superficial, and we know that they're just a first guess, and we know that people are more complex than that. But it gives us some kind of supporting aid in starting up a conversation or finding a conversation topic that the other person might like, or knowing how to approach a person or whether to approach them at all, right? So these things can be helpful, but if they become the whole point, what you'll notice is instead of, you can have a close friend that you met many hours, spent, countless of hours with, and if you're still in this process of trying to figure out who they are, if you're still trying to assess if they're on your side or not, if they're a part of your group or not, if they are, siding with you on cultural politics and so on, I think you lose the ability to talk to them as a friend. They're not a friend to you. They're not a person. They're not an interesting human being. They're not somebody worth connecting with or listening to. And what this reveals about you is that you are fundamentally anxious and insecure in yourself, right? Because what's happening is the reason why we group people in the first place is because we want to belong. The deeper your need for belonging and fitting in is, the deeper your desire to make sure that other people also fit in and belong with you, right? Your desire to belong with them makes and creates an anxiety or a desire to want other people to belong also with you. So what's going to happen here in this situation is you might feel anxious, you might start to doubt, should I talk to this person? Should I listen to what they say? Should I agree with them or not? And it's completely based on, do I think that they are on my side or not? Because that's a fundamental question we're asking. Are you on my side or not? Are you with the left or with the right? Are you with me on this issue or not? And if you're not, I might still be your friend on a superficial level. I might still talk to you. I might still argue with you. I might still laugh at you. I might still criticize you. I might still, all those things, right? But what I'm not going to do is listen to you. What I'm not going to do is consider your arguments. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think of things to say to you before you've even finished your sentence. I don't care about what it is that you're saying. All I care about is how can I reply or answer what you say in a way that makes myself look good, makes myself feel good, comforts any form of dissonance I might encounter, and gives me a feeling of superiority or victory or intellectual superiority, right? And that's the fundamental problem with, I think, group politics and identity politics. And it's why I fundamentally disagree with the idea that we should classify our friends. I think I believe in a kind of praxis of when I talk with another human being, I don't talk to that person based on my studies of psychology. You're not the diagnosis to me. You're not the theories that I've studied and learned about human psychology. It doesn't matter what I know about attachment styles. It doesn't matter what I know about the archetypes. It doesn't matter what I know about Carl Jung. When I speak to you, when I talk with you about your personal struggles, your feelings, your ideas, your thoughts, and the things that are going on in your mind, I talk to you as a human being, because that's what you are to me in a relationship, in a one-on-one situation where we are connecting with each other. The most important thing about you is what you are saying, what you're feeling, and what you're experiencing. Not the group, not the label, not the assessment, not the ideology, but the person that you are. I do a lot of political campaigning, and though I like all political parties and believe all political parties have their purpose and serve an important function in a democracy, right? I don't look at the left and think, oh, we should not have socialists in this country. I don't look at the right and say, oh, we should not have right-wing people on the country, right? I look at and understand, why do they exist? Where did they come from? And what can I do to address the fundamental issues that they experience living in this country? I don't see my point as to polarize and to put groups against each other. I'm trying to find smart compromises, good ways to connect on people's different issues. And my fundamental goal is to create a society where we can all live and be happy, no matter what our interests are as individuals, no matter our religion, no matter where we come from, no matter if we are ambitious, big business people trying to make it in society, no matter if you are a cultural artist trying to create and live from your own music or art, no matter what it is that you do, I want you to be able to create a good and happy life in this country. And I want you to feel like you can connect with and speak to anyone that you meet with trust, with openness, and as human beings. That's my idea. What's yours? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching.